Good morning. Welcome to SAMAGRA SIKSHA ANDHRA PRADESH online classes. Children, now first I introduce myself. My name is K KRISHNA VENI, working as a social CRT, KGBV BONDAPALLI, VIZIANAGARAM district. Children, how are you? I hope all are you safe and happy to follow the online classes. Any deviation, you did not lose your studies. You have to thankful to our Andhra Pradesh government to conduct the online classes. Now children, let's start our session. Children, in your 8th class, you completed your 2 lessons. Now, we started about the 3rd lesson at the moments and seasons. Before going to discuss about the lesson, you know about the difficulty words. Here are the 5 difficulty words in this lesson. These difficulty words too very helpful to know, understand the lesson and what the lesson is going on, and the difficulty words very helpful to understand the lesson. Now we are going to the lesson. The at moments and seasons. The first one is difficulty word is keyword is seasons. That means seasons occur on the earth due to the different in the temperatures. Seasons. In the earth experiences the different seasons. How the different seasons are happen? The earth rotation and revolution, the two movements are that very helpful to the seasons, especially revolution. And the second one, at tilt. Tilt means move into the sloping position. The earth tilt at 23.5 degrees. The moving position at the north is especially you see that earth is not in a straight. So it is some part of that slanting. That the angle is 23 and of slanting. This is the earth tilt. Tilt means someone cross. It's not a straight. This is the right proper angle. But the earth is cross and slanting about that 23 and of degree slanting position. So this is called earth tilt. The third one is snowfall. Third one is snowfall. Snowfall means, you know, have you ever experienced snowfall? No. In our areas, we did not experience snowfall in winter also. In the northern countries, instead of the rainfall, they feel snowfall. Snowfall means light weight of that snow. It is that always falling in the throughout the year and also 6 months in the northern countries. Snowfall in the extreme north and on high altitude there is snowfall instead of rainfall. Snowfall in the our countries are not really experiencing snowfall, especially in Himalayan regions are experiencing snowfall, and throughout the India is not experiencing snowfall. Northern countries are experiencing the snowfall instead of the rainfall. And the next one is temperature belts. These temperature belts occurs in that earth is that the angle of the 90 degrees north and 90 degrees south, they have the latitudes. These between the latitudes that we have to divide that these latitudes based on the temperature we divided to 3 temperature belts. These division only based on the temperature. Okay, earth receive the temperature. The first one is tropical belt, and the second one is temperature belt, and the third one is polar belt. These 3 belts are we have to discuss in later classes. Okay, and the fifth one is horizon. Horizon means it is the place. In particular place, the North Pole, the sun does not rise high in the sky, but only stay just above in the sunrise points. In the North Pole areas, the sun always shines, but not in a fully shine and not sets. It stays. That is not a rising position, but it gives some light. This place is called horizon. Children, these are the 5 difficulty words. These lessons, these words are very helpful to understand further classes. With plants and animals, we have to depend upon that our surroundings. In adjusting of our surroundings, we observe that what's that happening and what changes they have to follow that. In our what is the changes? The plants flowering, fruiting, and they shed newly roots are newly leaves are grown and shed their leaves and branches, new branches are came. All these how the sprouting roots and all these are that we have to observe the changes our surroundings. In the time of that, this is the picture of that given in your textbook. What is the picture? In this picture, you see the four different types of trees. So, changing seasons in the topic, you will see the four different types of trees. So, there is a variation in every tree. There is a variation of every tree. What you observe in the trees? The first one is tree is fully covered with snow and also land with covered snow. And the second one is fully grown leaves. And the third one is shed the new roots, new leaves. It is the small leaves coming from the trees. And the fourth one is ripe leaves. It is ready to fallen. Okay, children, here is the four types of trees are given in textbook. It is a Lancaster in the city, Ohio City in USA. So, we have to observe that these four trees are indicated to four seasons. It is simply identify that four trees are that indicated to four seasons. The first one is, the first tree is fully snow covered. In the top of the tree and bottom of the tree also fully snow covered. With the comparing of the third tree, third tree there is no snow. At the same time the tree shed new leaves. And the second picture, the tree is fully grown green color leaves. Okay, and the fourth one is that the trees, all the tree leaves are turned into red color. It is ready to fallen. So this is that trees. You have to observe your surroundings also, but we did not clear observation. So in the time of that, every tree has four seasons. How the seasons are happening? To whom to work out to us? To whom to work out the seasons for us? So clear to understand. And this is the picture of that. You know, very observe. Some places are very hot, some places are very cold on the earth. Why this is that difference of the temperature, and that we have to feel all the throughout the year we feel to very hot. But northern countries, Himalayan region and desert region, these places are that feel the one type of the climate throughout the year. So in our country we feel seasons. Summer season, winter season, rainy season and autumn. So these seasons are how will be occur. To whom work out to experience these seasons to us. So this is only main caused by the sun at the same time at the moments. The seasons only caused by the sun at the same time at the moments of the revolution. So this picture of the Ohio in USA. Ohio City is situated in the northern countries. These are northern countries well experienced of that snowfall in the throughout the year in that winter months. Throughout that winter, severely and heavily snowfall experienced in the northern countries. In the summer months also they have to cold but not too cold. With the comparing of the our countries, it is too cold than our state. At the same time, you have to observe that in some more places of the earth, we see that sun in the midnight also. We see the sun in the midnight also. Madam, how the sun is midnight? We see midnight, sun goes the midnight and the moon is come to midnight. At the same time, some places, I tell only some places we see the places the sun is, we stay that midnight also. So that place is we call land of midnight sun. That place is called land of midnight sun. Which place is called land of midnight sun? Norway. Norway city is called land of midnight sun. Why? Because this is that the latitudes are that sunlight also proclaims that every latitudes and altitude that these places are that receives that sunset and also sunrise in a peculiar time. So we feel that very close point to the sunset and sunrise. So we have to see nights also the sun stay that time of the high altitudes and high latitudes. At the same time, there is another word is land of morning sun. Land of morning sun called is Japan. Japan also known as a Nippon city, land of morning sun. Why? Because given the name of the Japan, the Chinese see the Japan. Japan is the direction of the east to Chinese. The sun rises in the Japan. The Chinese always see the Japan is that rising sun of the Chinese. So the Chinese are called the Japan. Nippon. Japan means original name is Japan is Nippon. So the Nippon city of Japan is the land of rising sun. So children, the land of midnight sun is Norway. Land of rising sun is Japan. Okay, do you understand? At the same time, here is an exercise is given in your textbook. You identify what is the latitudes and longitudes of the Norway and are they compared to Andhra Pradesh. Here is the latitudes. Latitude is 60 degrees 47 minutes of the north latitudes. Children, you have to very know about the latitudes and longitudes. Latitudes we are divided to northern latitudes and also southern latitudes. And longitudes also divided into eastern longitude and western longitudes. Here is the latitude of the Norway. 60 degrees 47 minutes northern latitudes. Longitude is 8 degrees 46 minutes eastern longitude. This is the Norway of the latitude. We compare this latitude to Andhra Pradesh. We compare our state. Andhra Pradesh latitude is 12 degrees 41 minutes the northern latitudes and also 90 degrees 7 minutes of the northern latitudes. Longitude is 77 degrees to 84 degrees 40 minutes eastern longitudes. Why? Because the Andhra Pradesh is very close to the equator and also Norway is very far to the equator. This is the clearly understood what that the 60 degrees is very far to the equator. So the temperatures are that place is received very low. So this place always experiences snowfall instead of the rainfall. This causes snowfall. You already learned the keyword also snowfall. 60 degrees is very far to the equator. So we have to go forward towards to equator. The temperatures will be decreases. The temperature will be decreases. So 60 degrees is very far to the equator. So that place is always, that northern place or southern place is always experienced snowfall. Okay children. Next, you identify Chile, South Africa and Antarctica. These three places are there. What is that? Chile, South Africa and Australia. These three places are located in the world map. What is that? You locate the Chile, South Africa and Australia. These are the southern hemisphere. You know clearly observe that these three places are the south of the equator. So these places are experienced summer. The northern places are experienced winter. It is based on the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere experienced winter and the northern hemisphere experienced summer. So these are three places: Chile, South Africa and Australia. These are the three places are the south of the equator. So why? Because that these places are that we clearly understood that next topic, and that human beings are curious to understand what is the reason of the seasons occurs. It is to try to understand and investigate that who the result of these seasons, how the earth rotates and revolves around the sun, how the seasons are happening. They have to clearly understand after their investigation and observe that astronomical units. Now the factors of the because of the factors is going to the how the seasons are occurs. These are the four factors. These factors are very clearly understood. What is that? Reasons of the seasons happening. What is the earth movements? How the day and night formation? How the seasons are formation? At the same time, how the earth is revolves around the sun and also itself. revolution. Earth have two movements. One is rotation and the second one is revolution. These four factors are very clear to understand how the seasons are occurs. And we have to know about that the Earth movements in the space and also Earth movements around the sun, how the Earth is dominated, how the Earth is balanced the heat to adjust and absorb the human beings and all creatures depend upon the Earth surface. It is very surprising thing the Earth how the balance the heat and also the tolerance of the heat to comfortable to the human beings and also all creatures are that living position and also these are the living positions. Okay. And here is that the four factors are that very clear to understood what is the going on the seasons and also curvature of the earth and also tilt and the temperature belts. This is the forward to the next topic. Okay. Children, you observe the world map and do the activity given in your textbook. What is the activity? You identify that which countries are that north in the Asia and also Africa, South America, North America and also Australia, Europe. So here is that some of questions are given in your textbook. How many continents are in the north part of that from the equator? How many continents are that south of the equator? So you identify. In the world map, you identify one continent is that crossing continent. You identify which continent is crossing. Okay. Now come to the lesson point. Curvature of the earth. Curvature of the earth. You know very well about the earth not in a flat shape. You know very well about earth is not a flat shape. Earth is a spherical shape. You learn also 6th class. Okay. The curvature of the earth is a spherical shape. The surface of the earth is slanty. So the temperature received from the sun is not in equal all parts of the earth. Okay. So that's why we feel that some parts of the earth is very hot, some parts of the earth is very cold. So because the shape of the earth is the first reason. This is a spherical shape. Spherical means the shape of the like a ball. Okay. You know very well about that. You given an example some more about the spherical shape. Ball, laddu. These are also a spherical shape. These are spherical shape only based on the spherical shape. The earth not receive the equal temperature from the sun. So all places of the earth not in a heated uniformly. That's why this places is very positive to that. Some places are the high, some places are the low temperature. Okay. And the second one is that Earth's rotation and axis. Another factor of that seasons happening is that second one, Earth's rotation on its axis. Earth rotation on its axis. Earth moves or goes around itself on the based on the axis like a top. You see children how the top spins itself around it like that. The earth rotates and moves and goes around itself on the basis of the axis. So this is the line. The earth rotates itself like this. The earth rotates itself like this way. So this is the axis. You know children, this is the axis. Axis is a imaginary line. Axis is a imaginary line. It connects North Pole and South Pole. This line is called axis. The earth rotates and goes around itself on the basis of the axis. So the earth rotates itself on the based on these axes. This axis is connecting North Pole and South Pole. This is not in a real line on the earth. It is an imaginary line. It is an imaginary line. The case means once again axis. Axis is the imaginary line which joins the North Pole and the South Pole. The earth rotates itself. How much speed the earth rotates? Per 1 hour, speed is at 1610 kilometers per hour. The earth rotates itself. At the same time, one rotation take the time is 24 hours. The earth rotates itself at one time takes the time is 24 hours. It is approximately 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.09 seconds. One rotation take the time is 24 hours. These 24 hours we called as a one day. We called as one day. So the one rotation of the earth takes the time is 24 hours one day. So the earth how to rotates the earth based on the axis and which direction? West to east direction. You know children, the direction on the earth. This is the your right hand side is east, your left hand side is west, and the top of the globe is north and bottom of the globe is south. So the earth rotates itself from the west to east direction. The earth rotates itself west to east direction. That's why we feel always the sun rises in the east. The sun, the stars, the moons, all are appears in the east side. This is the illusion of that only eastly towards the west direction of the earth. West to east direction. It is our illusion. How the sun, how the moon, how the stars are appeared east. So we feel always the sun always rises in the east. That is not in a correct way. The earth rotates west to east direction. We feel like that only, but it's not a real. It is illusion. Okay, children. Here is that earth takes the time is that one rotation is the 24 hours. One rotation takes the time is 24 hours. How much speed the earth goes around itself? Per hour 1610 kilometers per hour speed it is rotates itself. At approximately time, what was the time? 23 hours 56 minutes 4.08 seconds. And what is the effect of the rotation? Earth have two movements. One movement is rotation and second movement is revolution. What is the effect of the rotation? The effect of the rotation is day and night happening. The effect of the rotation is day and night happening. So children, we feel 12 hours daytime, 12 hours nighttime. How did it is happening? The earth rotates itself and some part of the earth faces to the sun and another part of the earth is in the darkness. So light is, which part is received the light is called daytime and there is no light, that part is we call the night time. So the one rotation of the effect is day and night happening. So children, you have to do the activity. First I will show it and you will try it at your home. Okay. At the same time, west, how the earth rotates? The earth rotates west to east direction. See children, this is the axis. This is the axis. It is as imaginary line. There is no axis of the real earth. It is an imaginary line. Astronomical scientists are that they have to imagine how the earth moves around itself. It is an axis. It connects and which is joins to North Pole and South Pole. So these are based on the axis. The earth rotates itself and one rotation is take the time is 24 hours. At the same time, here is another the circle of illumination. You see children, some part of the earth faces light and some part of the earth darkness, in the darkness. So this is having a clear idea. It is a daytime and it is night time. This is daytime. This is night time. So these two are very peculiar and we have to clear observation. And the border of that daytime, at the same time the border start of that night time. So this is the circle of, this is the one circle to divide the daytime and the night time. It is a small border of the two parts. Okay, small border of the two parts. Daytime and night time are divided into small circle. That circle is called the circle of illumination. The circle is called illumination. parts of the earth, daytime part of the earth and also nighttime part of the two hemispheres. So this is the called of the circle of illumination, children. This circular illumination is a, we have a clear idea how the earth is goes to the daytime and some part of the earth, some half part of the earth how to the goes to nighttime. This is the turn into the another rotation. At the same time, this is the daytime and this is the nighttime. We feel it. It is the one rotation west to east direct, and daytime all parts of the world, all parts of the country is one rotation as well as the earth. So all parts of the earth takes the one rotation per day. So that's why we feel we have to feel so half day is daytime and half day is nighttime. So 12 hours daytime and 12 hours nighttime. How it is possible? We have taken an activity. Okay, children. Now children, we have to do one activity how the earth rotates. We feel this light is sun and this is the earth. So the sunlight focus on the one part of the earth and another part is remaining dark. Okay, you see children, half part earth faces in front of the sun. So this part is rotates. This part is rotates at the west to east direction. West to east direction. So this is the slow direction of movement of the earth west to east direction. Dark part of the earth comes to the light and light part of the goes to dark. So this is the day and night happenings. So the sun is constant. The earth rotates west to east direction. That's why all part of the earth feels the sun always rises in the east. This activity you do with the ball and with the candle, help of the candle light. Okay, children. The earth faces half part of the earth faces sun, and thus that part is only called daytime, and the remaining part of the earth darkness go to darkness. So this light there is no light. This part we feel that night time. So the earth rotates west to east direction. Day by day comes alternatives. Day by day comes alternatives. This way of that all the places on the earth rotates one rotation on one day. Okay, children, are you understand? This is the activity you do that to your home with the help of the candle and ball. Okay. Children, I have a question. If the earth is no rotates itself, what will be happening? If the earth rotates itself around itself, what will be happening? Always, it is in a so dangerous position are occurring. How? Half part of the earth always faces to sun, and remaining part totally dark and cold. Half part of the earth faces focus on the heat light in front of the sun. This part is too hot and the remaining part is dark and too cold. These two places are not comfortable to the lifestyle. Okay, there is no live any microorganisms. So the earth will be lifeless. Some part of the earth very hot. This is also not a comfortable to life, and some part of the earth dark and cold. This is not a comfortable. Okay, so the earth rotates itself. If the earth is the balance daily basis to receive the heat from the sun, daily basis at the same time all parts of the earth receive the heat and light daily basis rotation on the axis. Okay, this is the one rotation of the earth. The earth totally receive the heat and sun from the heat and light from the sun, and all parts of the earth balanced with the comfortable life. So there is no rotation of the earth is lifeless, and also there is no microorganisms are life. Okay, the earth rotation is most important to our human beings and all creatures on the earth. So it is very important movement of the earth. Okay, children. So this is the very most important, and your coming classes you also know about how the earth balances the heat. All that heat received from the sun, this is not that they have to stay themselves are going on, you will be discussed in the further higher classes. Okay, children. Next, the active and rotation around the sun. The active and rotation around the sun. And we have a second movement, revolution. So children, revolution, the motion of the earth. The motion of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The earth rotates itself and also around the sun, moves around the sun also. This is called revolution. The earth takes the time is 1 rotation 24 hours. This is revolution. It takes the time is 365 days and 5.56 hours. So the earth's second movement is revolution. Revolution is very important to occur in the seasons. So you have already know about that. You just remember what is the effect of the rotation, day and nights. This is the revolution. This is only the effect of the seasons are occurring. So children, you keen observation and follow the lesson. So rotation, revolution, the motion of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The earth rotates itself and also round on the basis of the orbit around the sun also. It is called revolution. The revolution is the time is 365 days, 5.56 hours. So these are, we have to consider as a normal year 365 days. At the same time, these 5.56 hours are, we have to calculate it every 4 years. This is calculated 1 day. So 5.56 hours, roughly 6 hours. These 6 hours we have to calculate it 4 years. For every year 6 years and 4 years is 24 hours. 6 hours per day per year and 4 years 24 hours. We consider 24 hours 1 day. So 1 day is added to normal year. Normal year is 365 days and 1 day added the how many days of the year? 366 days. 366 days. In this year, we call that leap year. In the year, call that leap year. This year, the February month added 1 day. 29 days February month in the leap year. So children, how the February month gets 29 days? Do we understand? So this is the 5.56 hours we calculated every 4 years. Consider 1 day added to normal year 366 days. Children, this is only done by the revolution of the earth. Okay, revolution of the earth, children. At the same time, this is a 365 days and 366 days leap year. So children, inclined axis, the earth rotates itself and also revolution around the sun also in the based on the orbit. So this is the very important aspect is inclined axis. Do you see that earth is this is the model of the earth globe. You see always the axis is inclined. It shows 23.5 degrees of the variation and angle is. It is not straight but it connects North Pole and South Pole. So these the axis is inclined. This is based on the shows always North Pole and South Pole. One angle only, it does not change. So that's why we call it that inclined axis. So that and the earth rotates and itself and also revolves around the sun based on the orbit. Children, here only we have to observe that this orbit is on a oval shaped orbit have a earth and its inclined axis is 23.5 degrees of slanting. We have to see the straight angle is that 90 degrees. But the inclined axis is that curve, like a small curve and 23.5 angle is that formed by the axis. So this axis is called inclined axis. Next, polarity of axis. Polarity of axis, the axis of the earth always shows the pole star. The axis of the earth always shows pole star. So that's why the axis 21st, North Pole faces the sun, and that December 22nd, South Pole faces the sun. So there is the happenings of the seasons. What is that? Which part is faces the sun? The place is experienced summer, remaining part experienced winter. Okay. So June 21st on the Earth, northern hemisphere faces summer, southern hemisphere faces experienced winter. This situation change after 6 months. So June 21st to December 22nd, its position is reverse. So here is only the Earth revolution around the sun. Southern hemisphere faces the sun. Southern hemisphere faces the sun. So southern hemisphere experienced summer months and northern hemisphere experienced winter. That's why we feel North Pole and South Pole 6 months summer, 6 months winter. This is main cause of the revolution of the Earth around the sun. Children, you keen observation of this picture in your textbook also. So January 21st, North Pole experienced winter. South Pole is experienced summer. Okay. The situation is reversed on December 22nd. December 22nd, the North Pole experienced summer, South Pole experienced winter. So here is the summer month in south and winter month in north. So here is two variations of North Pole and South Pole. Next we observe what is the position of the equator. So March 21st, that the sun faces on the equator. At the same time, September 22nd, the sun 23rd, September 23rd, the sun faces on the equator. These two positions, the sun rays directly fall on the equator. March 21st, September 23rd, these two places, these two days receive that same temperature and same light and heat from the sun. The sun rays directly fall on the equator. That's why these 2 days are equally 12 hours daytime, 12 hours nighttime. So these 2 days are called equinoxes. Children, here only March 21st and September 23rd. These 2 days are that the sun rays directly fall on the equator. So these 2 days the equator areas are receive the same light and temperature and heat. So these places are experienced 12 hours daytime, exactly 12 hours nighttime. So these 2 days are we call that equinoxes. Which days are the equal day and night. Children, you have an experience from the next month, September, that you keen observation how the daytime and how the nighttime are, how length of the daytime, how length of the nighttime. You just observe it and note down it. Okay, it is your real observation. It is very helpful to your studies. Okay, and March 21st, September 23rd is called equinoxes, and December 22nd, June 21st, the sun rays are directly falling at Tropic of Cancer. And December 22nd, the sun rays are directly falling at Tropic of Capricorn. So children, here is the movements of the Earth around the sun, revolution of the Earth. So that's why this is the position of the Earth based on the revolution. So the Earth is rotates around the sun based on the orbit. This is the oval-shaped orbit. It is a plane orbit. So that's why called in orbital plane. That's why this is called orbital plane. This the orbital plane is oval-shaped. The Earth rotates and rotation around the sun on the based on the oval path orbit. Okay, Earth rotates itself based on the axis. Earth rotates based on the orbit. So this is the Earth revolution around the sun. This is the only cause of the seasons are occurring. Okay, children, you see very well and clear idea. So next, temperature belts. tropical belts, 23 end of north latitude to 23 end of south latitude. This area is called tropical belt. This area is called tropical belt. 23 end of north latitude to 23 end of south latitude. That means Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn area is called tropical belt. These areas are sunrise received directly. And temperature zone. Temperature zone is further 23 end of north to 66 end of north, 23 end of south latitude to 66 end of south latitude. This area is called temperature zone. This zone is the moderate zone. This place is received a moderate heat and light. And the next we go forward from the equator to towards North Pole and South Pole. The region is called polar zone. We have to reach the North Pole entirely and also South Pole. We did not consider South Pole is the polar zone. It is totally frozen. Okay, we have to conclusion that polar zone is first of all to both are the polar zone, but we have to especially note about that North Pole is polar zone and South Pole is totally frozen continent is Antarctica. Okay, children, we have to go forward to North Pole. This is the North Pole. We receive the sunlight and midnight also. We see the land of midnight sun, and this is the daytime is very length. The rays of the sunrise is slanty and slanty falling. The sunrise is experienced 24 hours. This is the reason of that 6 hours, 6 months daytime and 6 months summer months and 6 months winter months. That is called horizon. Horizon means 24 hours we see the sunlight on the polar zones. That's why all the animals and all the creatures go from the polar region from the in the winter months and they get it back to the summer months. The total frozen continent will be melted up and small light chains and flower bearing, fruit bearing trees are that coming up. All the animals, birds understood that places and again it vanished. And also Arctic Ocean. Arctic Ocean is very important. It is surrounded by that North America, Europe and Asia. This area is called Tundra. So this Arctic Ocean is completely 6 months frozen. At the same time, Arctic Ocean will be melted up in the summer months again. So this is very comfortable to know about all the animals, creatures depending upon the places. Children, you have a clear idea. Anybody have in your class peculiar temperature and peculiar region or areas coming from the children and discuss about how their experiences and different climatic conditions. This is the Arctic areas. Temperature bands are we have to divide the earth temperature bands. So I think about you have a clear idea from this lesson. Any doubts, so you read the textbook and take an activity, and each and everything is very helpful to your daily life. You know how the seasons, how the day and nights are occurring, how the earth rotates and evolution around the sun. These are very important to know about that. Study further classes and you have a clear idea. Children, you go through the video and also textbook, and I will give you a small assignment. Thank you.
Children, I hope all of you understand very well this lesson, and I will give you a small assignment for us. Okay, first question. Why do you think Andhra Pradesh does not receive any snowfall during winter months? Children, you understand the lesson and read the paragraph number in the lesson and answer the questions. And we have next question. We have a rainy season. How do you think it's related to the movement of the earth and pattern of the sunrise? Does it occur in the summer or winter or in the season or in between? So children, here is the question is how the months are happening to seasons. How many seasons are divided into months? In every 4 months or one season, how it is divided? You answer it. Okay. Next, imagine that the earth does not rotate but goes around the sun. the year, what difference will it make it to seasons and distribution to temperature. Children, here is only understand that the earth is will not be rotate, what will be happen. Okay, and last question for you, what are the 6 seasons of the Indian climate? So children, it is very helpful to you to know about the seasons and write down the questions. You read thoroughly the textbook and answer all of the questions. Children, you should follow the online classes and note down that each and every point. It will be helpful to after that reopening the school. Okay children, answer all the questions. Okay, all the best. Thank you.